Okay, welcome to Sunday morning, the start of another week. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. We'll kick off on eBay with a recent clone trooper, large eyes. Interesting kind of tree environment type parts with a bit of dark tan, and there's a droid part in there as well, but generally seems like some kind of forest thing. Reddish brown continues to be a theme. 70s of most things that are in here: tiles, Technic connectors, studs, brick with studs on the side, some window panes, some trans clear slopes, and some other elements, and a whole load of dark grey tiles, jumper plates, and 1x1 grey tiles. Interesting little lineup, that one. And this one again, dark reddish brown and dark purple, firing into that one. And finally, instructions. Rise of Gru minions kind of set. That was one of those ones that I bought way back off of a guy who had a bundle of instructions, so nice to see that one going. Other than that, this is on the cards for today. I know I say that every week and never get round to it, but today is the day. It's not lunchtime yet and all the picking's done. Scout Trooper helmet has joined Bobber up there. Obviously I need to still do the minifigure stuff for those two as well, so a day of parts, and filming really. So I'll get all of this packed up and out of the way and then get stuck into one of these two. Can't quite decide which one. They're both about the same amount of lots, 180 something, so it's going to be a bit of a store takeover with all the cups, but we'll see how we go. Okay, part out is complete. I was missing a sticker, which was a bit of a kicker. Went through the booklet, not in the booklet, not in the box. Gutted. Anyway, it's only a couple of dollars worth of sticker sheet, so other than that, it's kind of parted out over there, and it continues over here, which makes for a decent part out. Once I've done the BSX file, it's looking like that, 681.51, which ain't too bad for maybe 300, so I might have doubled that, which would be pretty good. I have been working away on the spreadsheet in the background, predominantly working on these figures, so price per part purchased and price per part sold, getting me pretty close to a 3 times part out value, which whilst the spreadsheet is pretty complicated, that's reassuring, and extracting kind of over the 2025 calendar year the operational percentage profit, which again kind of is borne out by this kind of figure, although 34.75 sounds pretty decent to me. Whether that is or not, other people might well know. So there we go. That is kind of Sunday done. Hasn't been any orders come in whilst I've been fannying on with the spreadsheet. It is just gone 3:30. Probably going to take me another hour, I would imagine, to put away all of this, so I'm going to crack on with that. 21 new lots, which ain't too bad, and then we will upload it, which will probably take us close to 7:48, 7:49 maybe, so we'll come back and have a look once it's all put away. So there we have it. Not as high as I thought it was going to be. 7,479.42. Not too bad. All put away. Decent kind of part out. Actually, it was much quicker than I thought. It did take me an hour to put it away, but there you go. And that's it. There's 2 orders come in. I'm probably going to pick them next. One of them is only a minifigure, and the other one is only 70 parts. So I might get those picked and done, and then that really will be it for the day. Okay, quick and easy, literally kind of less than 5 minutes. Minifigure Ninjago one, the green one. I don't know them well enough to name drop. And a small parts order. Nice, right, that's it. Final 2 of the day. I think we might have actually made it about the same amount of sales as last week, all in all, even though it felt like an absolute shocker of a week. Well, last week was anyway. I know I technically start on the week, but really it's this week still. Complicated, isn't it? Right, that's me done. I'll be back here tomorrow, see what happens. Welcome to Monday evening, just before 8 o'clock, just finishing up. Parts being added to the store, taking us to 751,877. We've ticked past that landmark. Something else. Excellent. Happy with that. Still kind of sorting out some parts that are going in, but that will wait till tomorrow. 3 orders in. 1 has come in since I was putting parts away, but that will be a tomorrow job now. Buzz Lightyear ship and some very cool kind of space pieces. Those are the helmets from those Speed Champions cars. That's pretty cool. And a bit of body armor, which I can't remember what that is from. It could be Buzz Lightyear itself. Ricky with a Princess Leia from Endor, the Advent Calendar, and a goat herder, and a whole load of other stuff, including some forest animals. And then this one is a bit of plant work and a bit of sand and dark tan. Kind of has a nice, don't know, kind of Dagobah. That's what I'm thinking. Dagobah kind of feel to it. So 3 in. It took us over to 34 for the week, which was exactly the same as last week, which is pretty cool. Some more parts over here that need to be reallocated tomorrow. But given that it's 10 to 8, some other parts that need put away over there as well. But they will all keep till another day. So kicking the week off, going past the landmark. Happy days. Okay, this week's chit chat then. Thank you everybody that left comments and just general chat on the last week's vlog, and indeed the store report as well. So thank you everybody for your contribution and helping keep the channel interesting for everybody, including me. So what's been going on this week? Well, most of you have probably had the Australia Post email about Zonos and how that is going to be active from the 25th of September. I was literally just having a conversation with Stephen from Another Brick in the Wall about that, and he's tried to set it up, and you only get options of Canada or Korea at the moment, so trying to do anything with it yet is pointless. Although I do believe from what he said, kind of the post office accepted a parcel, but then it was rejected, so clearly information has not been spread very well. But Thursday the 25th of September is when they are going to go back live with shipping to the US, and payment for tariffs and all of that complexity. I personally am going to sit on it for a little while, see what transpires, given that the courts in America have ruled them kind of illegal to implement and stuff like that. So I don't think they're going to go away though. I just think it's going to take a little bit of time to settle down. You will also probably have had an email this week from Bricklink about store integration, which is due to kick off on the 18th of September. It's a busy month, isn't it? Although nicknames won't necessarily be replaced on that day according to the updated help page, which it's well worth heading over to Bricklink and having a read of so you can get your head around it. It does clarify a couple of things, namely around the question, how do I know if my Bricklink username and /or store name doesn't follow the Lego account nickname guidelines? And their answer is that the Lego Group created a set of rules that apply to all websites and apps. It's important for us to live up to the values, and that all the Lego fans who visit us feel welcome and as best possible experience, blah de blah de blah de blah de blah, and it lists the things, the rules and all of that stuff. So everything that we've talked about before is in there. How do I reserve my Bricklink username in the Lego account nickname system? And the answer to that is to update your Lego nickname, follow the steps, follow the link in there and set up your thing, assuming that if it gets accepted on there, it's accepted generally. But anyway, we shall see. There is a question somewhere around store names. There we go, yes. Can I reserve my Bricklink store name? There is currently no option to reserve a Bricklink store name, but Bricklink store names follow the same guidelines as Bricklink names, which you can currently check by logging on to your lego.com account and typing in your current or preferred nickname.
If the name is accepted, it will be also accepted for your store. So big news. So let's dive into the questions. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them this week. As always, if you have a question, leave it down below in the comments and I'll cover it in the chit chat section. Given that I'm going to be closed, there may not be a chit chat section next week because it'll only be kind of Monday and Tuesday that Wednesday that I'm recording. So probably not much time for questions, but you never know. If you get a question, get in early. So Mayakan Blix. This is my first post. I enjoy watching your posts. I study to become a seller in Japan. Please tell me, where can I buy the yellow trays that you always used for picking? What are the product names? So those are called Rockler Easy Sorter Funnel Trays. It's a US product. You can buy it on Amazon. They come out about $28 US on Amazon. They're much cheaper buying direct, but then you've got to kind of get them in the country, which costs a fortune because they only ship with UPS. I did post this on the Australian Bricklink forum a while back that I was going to buy a whole load and ship them in if people were interested, and it was met with derision. Is the only way I could say that. So I haven't done it yet, but I still think I will. I have got 7 of them, and I use at least 4 or 5 while I'm picking. I just have them kind of scattered around when I'm pulling drawers, tip the drawer out, do the count, put it away. They're perfect for pouring in and out of drawers and pouring in and out of Ziploc bags as well because of the funnel. If people are interested, I will still ship a load in and sell them, but literally the Bricklink buyers of Australia were like, I'd rather use something for $2 from Kmart. So each to their own. Shepherdella322. Why does no one have a simple name? My question is, if you are parting out a set on Bricklink and have a set has a high part out value, have I ever found that the value of the individual pieces could drop if other sellers are also doing the same thing with the exact same set? And yes, if you're early on in that kind of parting out curve, you are going to have high prices. If you come in 2-3 months later, those prices will have fallen away dramatically. Yeah, it's just the way it is. As something gets more proliferated across Bricklink, the 6-month average goes down, and unfortunately that impacts all regions because Bricklink's data isn't running regionally. But so if someone gets a big deal in kind of from Costco or whatever the equivalent is around the world, one of these kind of wholesale places, and they part out stacks of something and mark it down, it pushes the 6-month average down. Obviously things like BR metrics allow you to have a look at that in a more regional focus. I would like a couple of things added to that BL metrics, and I'm going to speak to Julian about it, around tracking the performance of a set over time rather than just that snapshot at the current time, so you can see when you're already too late to the party, really. Mac Gruber, sorry if he's late on this. The custom tiles I have are great. Are for these for sale in your store or bonus to your orders or something else? Where did I get them from? Do you mind me asking? Not at all. I got them from a company called The Big Brick. I think they are up in Queensland. They printed maybe 1,000 of them for me way back whenever. It worked out at about 31 cents a tile by the time you bought the tiles and printed them and stuff like that, I think, from memory. They are quality. They do print on an awful lot of other stuff, and they are given away to orders over $100 in parts, or now and then when someone hits a particular landmark of orders, like when they reach like 20 orders or something like that, then why not? It's just a nice little thing, and why not? I felt like the kind of value add and a good bit of promotion. Consturo PL says, can I tell about purchases via Rebrickable? If I understood correctly, you get orders via the platform. I am only using Bricklink and would like to know how it works. So both Bricklink and Brickowl are enabled for purchasing direct from Rebrickable. As you go through and you buy an instructions or download an inventory, you get an option to export it as a BSX file, as an XML file, as a Bricklink wanted list and as a Brick Owl whatever. I've never done it through Brick Owl, so I don't actually know how it works. Brick Owl has fees associated with that, and Bricklink probably does, but they're probably hidden somewhere else. But maybe they don't. I don't know. But yeah, that's essentially how it works. And you kind of get told on Brick Owl that it's come through Rebrickable, and you can kind of see the sets that come through that. Certainly a large proportion of Brick Owl orders are from Rebrickable and credit card, Stripe checkout, and guest user type thing, which is something that Brick Owl introduced recently and has really seen a growth in sales for many people on Brick Owl. If your experience is different to that, do let us know. And finally, Bilbo96, must be a Lord of the Rings fans, eh? Can I explain the difference between Bricklink and Brick Owl? What are the pros and cons of purchasing from each site? And I think this comes down to a few things. Brick Owl is not owned by Lego, so there are a certain proportion of people that much prefer that independence. It is a completely different interface. The colouring name system is exactly the same as Lego's, so in that way it's more aligned. But personally, I think the interface is terrible. Although one good feature is if you're buying a part, it will show you all of the same part in different colours that store has available, I believe. From a sales point of view, you will have seen on my vlogs, it accounts for 28% of my sales. Some people will say that that's much lower, and some people will say it's much higher. And if I just double check this whilst we're talking, so Brick Owl accounts for 28% of my sales at the moment, 72% on Bricklink, so 3/4 plus. And in terms of revenue, whilst it's 28.72 in sales split, it is 16.84 in revenue split. So much lower value of orders, a whole 12% lower on order value, but certainly you get a large proportion of them, and for me the majority of them through Stripe, so you're paying less fees, so it's horses for courses really. I don't have a Brick Owl buying account, I don't think, unless that's the same as having a store account. Maybe it is, and I've never done it, so maybe I should as an experiment and do a video about how to buy parts on Brick Owl. If you like that idea, let me know, and I could add that to the how-to videos for the future. Right, that's it. The chit chat done for another week. Please, if you have comments, leave them down below. If you've got questions, leave them down below. Like and subscribe to the video, and do consider becoming a member to help support the channel. So let's get back to the vlog. It's Wednesday, just gone lunchtime as it goes. Been picking all morning actually. A couple of large orders, one with a large count in it as well, so kind of kept me busy. A couple of these for pickup, including that one, kind of vintage old classic space kind of thing going on there. Halloweeny kind of colours starting to appear, more dark purple, some pearl, some red in that one. This one being the largest at 1,200 parts or something like that, but like 300 lots, so you can imagine it took a while. Predominantly light blue grey, but with a smattering or a decent amount of black and dark blue grey, and then some odds and sods. That one getting the tile, of course. 2 orders combined into one, very colourful on that one. Another kind of Star Warsy looking one, lots of slopes and curves in dark blue grey, tiles and plates in that one in light blue grey, and then some black and some red and some other bits. A couple of smaller orders, again this one was 2 combined, array and odds and sods there. A whole bunch of lift arms in that one, 600 of those, that took some counting. A little bit of olive bricks and things, and dark blue grey bricks, that one's full collection as well. And then another biggie, a lot of red. Been a while since we've had that, isn't it? A whole bunch of white,
some light blue and dark blue grey and a whole host of other colours. That one also getting the tile and picking up the UCS TIE Fighter instructions and the Microfighter Ghost. So that's a nice little selection as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 2, and I do have an eBay, another clone trooper on eBay, which I need to grab now, so I'll do that, and then it'll be off to the post office to get this lot away. And this is all taking me a lot longer than I was imagining it was going to be honest. So playing catch up in the afternoon. There are some parts waiting to go in. I need to do the store report. I need to do some other things. I was hoping to do a part out, but that is not going to happen today. I'm going to try and catch up on video content for the channel and some other odds and sods admin that I need to do, including the wanted list, which has grown dramatically over the pick today. So as always, lots of admin to do, but first things first, let's get this clone trooper and then get this lot away. Well, I could actually just stick with it, couldn't I? People often want to see how you pack an order. So it's SW0201, which is in OF25. So we can just grab the box from over here. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me. There's the little bag of them. I can't do everything at once here. So we'll get him out and then we will bag him up. There's the bag of him. Ooh, dropped him. And there's his parts. So when I've got volume of a minifigure, they just live in here, kind of in one bag in parts, so that I can then, you know, sometimes people order 3, sometimes people only order 1. So that way you can just bag up what you need rather than doing all of the bagging at the beginning. So we'll close that. Oh, shut that door. Sorry. Grab a bag. There we go. Oh, tell you, this is live action, isn't it? And then I'll stick him in the bag. I'll write his part number on that. Get an envelope. The full shebang, this, isn't it? This one is going domestic letter. So I also need a label to write on, because there's only one, so I'm not going to print out a whole sheet. There you go. It's not mine. I have to share this wardrobe, remember? So that'll get written on there, that'll get put in there. Job's a good one. Welcome to Thursday night. Yeah, I don't pick on a Thursday, and here I am picking. And why? I don't know really. Just kind of, I did some this morning before I had to go out for the day, and then just kind of came back and did some more. So I think there's a couple here with a tile as well, so decent. A whole load of black bits and lime bits, and an awful lot of white. That being the biggest order of the day. Domestic letter, all white action there. A Space Baby, that's going to be for a local pickup from a local buyer, first time buyer. Messaged me prior asking if I went to Build Night, which is a thing that the Lego user group run here, and I've never been. Maybe that's something I should do. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, a lot of dark, reddish brown, some medium blue or bright light blue, and some other bits and pieces in that one, and then dark blue grey. Sounds very colour coded tonight. In that one, this was one of the ones I picked this morning, quick and easy. And then this one is the other one with a tile, so a cockpit, Anakin, Hugh Wang, or Dr. Hugh Wang, and an Ahsoka in there, and then a random assortment of bits of all sorts. An awful lot of these jumper plates in white. In fact, 144 in there, and exactly 144 in there. So I am guessing that this is some kind of mock. Maybe Ahsoka's T6 shuttle, big one, I don't know. But there's 144 in there and 144 in there, and a couple of those corner plates in there, and 192 in that one. It's a lot, maybe more than you'd need for an Ahsoka shuttle. But anyway, so that's all done.
Few things therefore added to the replenishing list, which is fine. Still got this order to be picked up tomorrow. One of these is pick up as well. That one, maybe another one. I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm about to do the postage for these. And then, what else am I doing tonight? I'm doing nothing else tonight, to be honest. Really just boxing off the postage, no pun intended. Getting that all sorted so that we are kind of starting afresh tomorrow, Friday. And stores closing on Wednesday, so kind of the last 5 days before take a week off. Family stuff, so and stuff you'll find out on the vlog after it's happened, to be honest. But yeah, so bit of a whirlwind next few days, I think. Trying to keep on top of things, trying to keep the inventory building ahead of a little break, which means our inventory won't be diminishing, but equally there's no revenue coming in, which poses that kind of investment and return issue. And interestingly, Fantechnic, apologies, I don't actually know your first name, messaged me, well, amongst other things, a little bit of a chit chat, but certainly kind of very anti my theory, not anti me buying, but anti me my theory about being able to make money from buying parts from other stores. Didn't see how that was possible. And if anyone's been using the BL Metrics store arbitrage after you've set up your pricing mechanism, then you know how it can be done. If you have enough intelligence on what kind of parts shift, and obviously BL Metrics will give you the sell-through rate as well. And there is a 2-week field trial, and I have got a 50% discount code. I've upgraded. So if you fancy that, comments down below. There is a code to give you 50% off of your first month. You could just do it for a month, see if you like it, and you get it for half price anyway. So and if you don't have to continue. Sounds good to me. Right, postage and wrap up. Friday late morning, 2 orders in, one for collection, a couple of instructions, a sticker sheet, and some odds and sods in terms of parts. Another one, sticker sheet, Darth Maul and R2D2, and some other Star Warsy looking parts. So quiet Friday night. There is one other order that was in. I'm missing a piece, so I've contacted them. But other than that, pretty straightforward. And I'll be honest, I'm feeling quite demotivated today amongst everything that I need to get done. So I'm going to get these sorted, packed up, and get everything off to the post office, and then see what kind of vim I've got left for the afternoon. Given that I'm low on motivation for parting out, I thought I'd just do a little wrap up. Obviously the store's going to be closed middle of next week for a week, family business, and so just kind of, this is kind of my dashboard that I've been working on. Most people will have seen all the little spreadsheets that live behind all this, but this is really just pumping that data forward and giving an overview of things that are happening throughout the store. So key statistics up the top here: parts added, parts sold. As you can see, we're up on that. Current inventory total is higher than that, actually. Can I go with that? Yeah, I can, can't I? Let's just go and have a little look what the current inventory total is. 755.83. Get in there. 750.583. The target for September was 746, so we are up, which is good. The year, so January onwards, average sales per day is tracking at 4.75, which ain't too bad. Total sales for the year to date are 1,302, which is different to this number, so I need to investigate how that's come about. Average order price is sitting at $60.01 for the year so far, and that data is there twice, so that needs replacing. Average weekly revenue, tracking along at that, which ain't too bad. And then into these three are my really most important ones, and it goes to a couple of comments about how you can't make any money buying off of the stores. So my purchase price per part is 12 cents, and that is across Pick a Brick, Tab, and Bricklink itself. My average sale price from the year to date is 34 cents per part. So that is almost a 3 times part out value, which, as everyone will tell you, is the holy grail. So not too bad at all. And we are operating at 34.7% operating profit at the moment. So of every month's revenue, 34.75% is pure profit and pretty much gets reinvested at the moment. In terms of the charts, some of these are interesting, some of these will be just boring for everybody, but essentially parts sold and added, that has generally been above what's been sold for the last wee while, which is good. Weekly sales, as you can see, is a pulse, really. It's like up and down like a heartbeat. This low here was Easter. This one here was Christmas. And we're going to have another one here, which is going to be family time. Anyway, monthly sales year on year. So grey is 2023. We started in July, so August was the first recorded month. The blue is 2024, and then 2025 is the green. So we improved in January, we improved in February. March, April, May were bad. June was good. July was bad. August was bad but better. And September is going to be bad but not better. So, you know, number of sales going down, value of sales, and other metrics proving that this is still kind of operationally viable. And I think that's the interesting thing. I mean, obviously you can look at data any which way you want, but that's where we're sitting at. 2025 weekly net revenue, as you can see, April, which was week 15, was the stinker after a bit of a decline with some spikes. Then we had a few months of growth, then a drop, a few months of growth, then a drop, a few months. It looks like one of those kind of Bitcoin trading screens that people show you that you're meant to know what the hell you're looking at. But anyway, and then we've kind of had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of growth, and then we are going to have 3 and 4 because we're going to be closed for half of 2 weeks down, and then it'll be a big push into whatever we're going to do. 2025 weekly total sales, this is just the number of sales, and as you can see, it has kind of been fairly solid around there. January was crazy time, but it has got back there, so that's decent to know. 2025 revenue versus postage, 16 versus 84 and 28 versus 72 for the platform split. Inventory growth, as you can see, since July when we really started pushing, this has been a good kind of curve, a dip there and here and there, but other than that, it's been a generally, looks like a harp, which is beautiful. Some key data from the road to 1 million. So uploads, this is obviously down in September because we haven't finished the month yet. There's another 7,000 or 8,000 to add into that, which will bring that back up, but we will be under the target, I would say. Inventory level is just snuck above this chart. It's drawing its data from somebody somewhere else, the road to 1 million tab, so I need to update that. And revenue, it always looks like a shocker until the end of the month, but revenue's been above the projected line, which has been pretty good since May, which is pretty much what I based the year's goals on. Revenue split, we've already done that, haven't we? That's postage, 1684. That can't be the same stats. They need adjusting, don't they? But 2025 Bricklink versus Brick Owl. Oh no, that is 2024's Bricklink versus Brick Owl. Back in 2024, Brick Owl accounted for 16% of revenue. This year, so far, it has accounted for 22% of revenue, which is decent, to say the least. So there you go. That's where we're at. So hope that was interesting. If you've got comments, questions, whatever, as usual, leave them down below. I'm sure people will find this kind of interesting, and all you numbers fans out there will be keen keen as mustard to see more of it. As you know, kind of the store tracker and things like that exist on this sheet, and we've got some other sheets that that's where that is, that's the operating profit and stuff like that. Whew. Everyone pause the screen on that and scrutinize, why don't you? No, it doesn't make great reading at the moment, but as I've said, that little grouping there, buying at 12, selling at 34, making 34.75% profit above operational costs and expensive, is the one that's keen to watch. There you go. Let's see what else there is to do in the vlog. Welcome to Friday afternoon. The motivation has not come back, I have to be honest. 4 orders to pick, 25 lots, 142 items. Shouldn't take too long at all. Couple of those domestic letter. I have put some parts away, which has kept us above the 750 heading into the weekend, but I didn't do a part out, and I have got work that I need to be doing this weekend for a client that I do some consulting for. So I'm going to pick these orders, and then that will probably be the end of the vlog for this week. We've had 4 orders. There was an order that's been in and gone out for Stephen from Another Brick in the Wall. So it's kind of ticked along. What are we sitting at? We are still 12% down on last month, but who knows how we're doing on the week. I haven't really seen the data for that, but yeah, kind of there are days when you just can't get your groove on. It's been great to see so many people picking up orders with Bricktober on the horizon. There's obviously a lot of people kind of completing builds and things like that, which has been really good. And it's really nice to actually have a little bit of a chat with people. Just having a chat with Connor there, who's building trees for his thing. I think that's maybe the 4th person that's collected in the last few weeks that is off to Bricktober. So I really do need to buy that ticket. That's something maybe I can have a look at later on once I've picked these orders. There was a question about the bad batch figures. I haven't managed to find the BSX files for those, so I can't give you an accurate price thing. I will respond to the email of the person that's asked me, but they are from Brick Wars, the same guy that does all those kind of mega UCS mocks. So head over there if you want to kind of download the BSX file. I've probably got it on an email somewhere, which I'll be able to find, but it will be on my old laptop. Such is life, isn't it? Anyway, let's go get these orders picked and then knock it on the head for another week. Okay, my mistake. There was only 3 because one of them is that order that I'm waiting to hear back on, given that I was missing the instructions for the Heart Lake Hospital, which I seem to remember got water damaged. I seem to remember, and I've not updated my inventory, so shame on me. So 3 domestic letters as it turns out. Didn't expect this one to be domestic letter, but there you have it. Straightforward enough, and as is often the case with domestic letter, to try and get it to fit in, those plates are loosely bound together to try and create some space. Someone's obviously creating Anakin's Y-Wing. That would be my pick for that. And I think these must be from Minecraft, I think. Clearing me out with them, but I must have had them a while. And that, as they say, is probably it for the week. As I say, there's work to be done tomorrow, Saturday. The vlog will return for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and maybe some of Wednesday, depending on how things pan out with the week. We'll be picking all of those days, given that the store is going to be closed from Wednesday through to Wednesday. So it's going to be a bit quiet. Don't worry, there is plenty of parting out and come part out with me nonsense for you to consume or not, as probably is the case, to be honest. But there we have it. Another week done and dusted. Has it been a good one? No, I'm in a bad mood today. That's kind of the gist of it. And that does happen sometimes, doesn't it? Sometimes you're just in a bit of a grump with the world. And I don't know what set me off. I think it was the fact that I got a part wrong, and then kind of I couldn't find those instructions and stuff like that. it just sent me on a bit of a spiral, plus having to dash around and do all sorts of other stuff today. So yeah, just one of those things. Lovely to see all the people that dropped by today to do collections, though. All 4 of you, it was a pleasure. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, give me abuse, whatever it is, you know what to do down below. And I'll see you back here for probably a short edition next week.